Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about my first time experience riding this baby on the track. Good old Leona done me well, by the way, just to let you all know. And I just want to share my experiences, guys, with the first time on the track and why you really should get out there and at least try to get on one, especially with what I'm going to recommend to you guys today. You guys can take a look at my tire. Look at that thing. Look at the tire here. Look at that. That is what happened from getting on the track. And this actually looks good compared to what it did look like. I mean, you know, because of the hot pavement, it's just melting off all this rubber. I mean, you can see the front tire here. If you look at that front tire, look at that. It's pretty much destroyed it. Now, the tire's still good. It's still got nice, pretty decent deep tread here. But the surface of it was pretty much got mangled by that hot track that I rode on. And I ended up riding on Motorsports Parkway over in Kentucky is where I actually spent my time on this thing. And let me tell you, man, what an experience, my friends. What an awesome time I had on this baby. And luckily, didn't lay it over, didn't have an accident, had a really, really smooth day. And I do apologize that I don't have any video footage. Them guys would not allow me to use a GoPro. If I had a GoPro mounted on my bike, they would have allowed it. But on my helmet, like I normally wear it, they said that's just not allowed. They say too many of them fall off. They get on the track. It's a hazard. So they really don't want no part of it. I'm actually going to be doing some changes to this bike as well to kind of help out on the track, because there were some things I noticed about the bike that could have been better, especially on the track. And you guys can see I put my tank grippers here. These babies are so nice to have. These are just some cheapies from Amazon, guys. I think they're like 20 bucks, something like that. Really, really cheap to buy those things. Not bad at all. So let's start this baby up. Let's talk about that day, because let me tell you what. Woo! What a day it was. What a day it was. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let's take a look back here yonder. Let's go. All right. Now we want to be a little careful because there were some popos out here earlier. Them guys really love to hang out here. So how was the first day at the track? Well, as you guys probably could have already guessed, it was amazing. Probably one of the best experiences of my life. And it just breaks my heart that I don't have any video footage of it, because I actually spent 2 days there. I actually rode 2 10-hour days out there on the track. Now, this wasn't constant. I actually ended up paying for some lessons from California Superbike. This is one of the most prestigious, wonderful schools you could ever go to become a better rider. And let me tell you guys something, man. It is amazing. Literally, they give you 5 classes throughout the day. You're going to go out on the track 5 times throughout the day, and it is amazing. You go out there, you go for a ride, you got a coach that's out there following you or in front of you, so you can watch where your lines have to be and so on. You learn so much from everything. I mean, literally the first class I took on the first day was about 30 minutes long, and it was about throttle control, right? And you know, when you think throttle control, you think, oh, acceleration, deacceleration, and that's it. But what people don't talk about, for example, is what it actually does to the bike. How is the bike affected by it? And that's something they really get into, because they go into the geometry of a motorcycle, how it works, what does it do in certain situations, and so on. And really, it just helps you become a better rider. Not to mention body position, not to mention, you know, how you need to work on your throttle when you're coming out of a corner and so on, right? Like, it was pretty wild. And the thing that was really awesome for me is that this bike is all manual, right? This is a raw machine. There is no extra tech, no ABS, no traction control, no wheelie control, none of that crap, right? So everything that I'm doing on this thing, I'm literally doing myself, right? And I'm in full control of good old Leona here, right? And I honestly feel like that just makes you a better rider. And whenever you get on a bike, like say a BMW S1000RR or a Ducati or whatever the case may be, some bike with a lot of tech, it's just going to make you that much better of a rider, because you got so used to having nothing on your bike to where now when you got something, it's like, oh my God, this is just so easy. But that track day was awesome. Look at that thing. Look at that. That is sick over there. Oh my God, you guys probably didn't see it because of that Jeep, but whew, man, that was sick. Woo, let's get over here. Always, guys, park on the side of a vehicle. That way, in case someone crams up behind you, you don't get hit. And if you notice, look at my mirrors, guys, still got the adhesive from the tape on there, right? Let's get going, let's get going, right? They did end up taping my mirrors. And they also, it was pretty funny, they even covered your speedometer. So like, they covered my speedometer. I had no idea how fast I was going, and that's another thing, right? So when I'm out there and I'm riding on the track, you know, I always want to look at my speedometer because, I mean, when you get used to city driving or in the town, you always look at that damn thing because you want to make sure you're not speeding, because these things want to speed, right? They want to go fast, they want to go crazy, and on the track, they would not allow me to use my speedometer. It was honestly pretty damn cool. Very eye-opening, and I think that's another thing that really helped me, I don't know, get more used to the bike, become a little bit better rider. I'm not saying I'm, you know, Valentino Rossi, guys. Come on, I mean, nothing like that. But I am a better rider now than what I was before I went to that track. I know that for a fact. My times on that track were increasing every time I was out there. One, getting used to it. Two, just learning where my turning points are. You know, where do I have to turn to make a smooth transition into another corner, right? These are things that we were learning throughout the day, you know, all kinds of good stuff, man. It was so, oh, I loved it, man. It was just so much fun. And you guys really should get out there and try to get on a track, because I'm telling you, it is nothing like being on the street, right? When you're on the street, you are, I don't want to say worried, but you do have to think about the policemen, right? You have to think about these guys and gals out here, because, I mean, you will get a ticket if you are speeding, right? You don't have to worry about speed limits. There's no speed limit on a track. You also will have people there. You'll also have a medical team there. So if you have an accident, you get hurt, there's going to be someone there to help you out. You're not going to be stranded and all alone by yourself. A lot of times when we ride and we're out in the country and we're just cruising wherever, if you have an accident, you're pretty screwed, guys. You're pretty damn screwed. You know, if you have a really bad accident out in the middle of nowhere, there's going to be no one there to help you. And on a track, there's people there. And not only that, but because it's a track, you don't have a bunch of damn debris all over the track. They keep those things nice and clean to where you can really get your bike and lean that damn thing over without having to worry about it, you know, slipping out on you, right? Out here, I cannot lean as much because there is gravel, pebbles all over a lot of these corners. If I go in them corners at a certain speed and I'm leaning too much, my bike will slide out. It will slide out. I've seen it happen way too many times, my friends, and it's just something you have to be very, very careful of and very leery of whenever you are riding. And on the track, you don't have to worry about it, man. You don't have to worry about nothing. I mean, really, the only downside to going to a track, well, there's two downsides. One, maybe the distance. I had a 4-hour drive to get to that track from where I live. That's a long drive. That's a lot of money in gas, especially with these days with inflation. It's just nuts. And by the way, speaking of fuel, I went through 1 tank a day on this bike on that track. 1 full tank a day. That just gives you an idea of how much track riding I was doing when I was over there. Just insanity, man. Lots and lots of riding. I couldn't believe I went through a full tank. But when you're out there, guys, you're gunning the hell out of these things. Your RPMs are just nuts. They're 10, 11,000, 12,000 RPMs all the time. Just ridiculous. Well, not all the time. Obviously, when you're slowing down around a sharp turn, maybe you're not doing that. But you get what I mean. A lot of times that is what's going to be going down, right? You're going to be revving the living crap out of this thing. Take a look behind me here. You're going to be revving the living crap out of this thing, and yeah, man, you're just going to burn through the fuel. So, I mean, I really enjoyed it, you know. And if you guys go there, especially if you go through California Superbike, and I'll be fully honest with you guys, when it comes to California Superbike, the money is very expensive. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. It's really, really expensive. It cost me about, I think it's like $800 for 1 day. Look at that. Oh, look at that truck. That thing is awesome. But it cost me like $800 for 1 day. But I'm telling you, that's a lot of money. I know. But I'm telling you guys, it is so worth it. Even if you don't go through that school, just get on a track, have a good old time, man. Have a lot of fun. Get out there and open your bike up, you know, enjoy it, right? It was so, oh God, it was so fun. And the crazy thing about it now for me is, now on the street, I'm not having as much fun, right? Because now I'm back to worrying about policemen. I'm back to sitting with a different stance on the bike, right? Obviously, whenever you ride a bike, you don't want to sit like what I'm sitting with your arms straight down, right? But when we ride in town and stuff, that's what we do. But on a track, you do not want to ride like that. That is a huge mistake. And I could go into that in another video. But I mean, let me look at the speedometer, guys. I'm 50 mile an hour already, and I'm in a 40 mile per hour zone. I mean, these things just want to speed, right? So I'm always looking at that damn speedometer constantly because it just wants to go fast. It just wants to go, right? That's kind of the thing about these damn things, right? They just want to go. Woo, little rev matching. Watch out here. It's kind of make a turn here. All right, we'll go ahead and wait. I probably could have made it, but you know, we'll play it safe. We'll play it safe. But boy, oh boy, guys, so much fun, such a good time. Holy crap, man. I seriously have got to do that again. Because now, like I said earlier, now in the city, in the town, I'm just like, I don't want to say bored. It's always fun to ride the mean machine. It's always fun to ride your baby, right? Always. But because we love the ride. But I gotta say, man, a track is just something, it's just something special. It's just something special. Holy crap, man. It's so fun, so cool. And yeah, maybe you'll have an accident, but if you do have an accident out on one, there will be people there to help you out. There will be people there to make sure that you're okay, right? There was an accident out there. Actually, pretty crazy. There was a gentleman out there on that track that day that was riding a brand new BMW 1000RR with the M package. Now, for those of you that don't know, that's about a $40,000 motorcycle. That is a bad boy. And he freaking laid that damn thing over, full carboned out, the whole bit, and he ended up having an accident, laid that thing over pretty damn good, and unfortunately he had to leave the track, right? That sucked. I felt so sorry for that guy. I was like, oh my God. I mean, but I'll tell you this, it didn't slow down anyone else on that track. They still were freaking flying around all over the place, which is something that happened to me a lot. I was getting past a tremendous amount, which was very eye-opening for me. Now, I never thought I was some great rider. Never. I've always been, I'm a very humble person. I just don't think that way about myself, guys. I'm confident and I believe in myself and I believe I can learn anything if I apply myself. But you really do get some eye-opening action when you get out there and all these guys are just passing you up left and right. And I will say this, by the end of the second day, I was there 2 days, by the end of the second day, I barely was getting past. I only got past maybe once or twice on the very last lap, whereas in the first day, the very first lap, I was getting past, oh, I don't know, 10, 11 times. Just ridiculous. I was getting past left and right. And I didn't get past near as bad on the second day, and that's on a bike that is all raw with no tech. You know, some people forget, man, whenever you got a quick shifter on your bike, it really makes things a lot easier to downshift because you don't have to hit your clutch, right? Or upshift, you can run through your gears a lot faster. These things make a huge difference in your times. My bike doesn't have a quick shifter. I'm thinking about putting one on it, to be perfectly honest with you guys. And another thing that I'm probably going to do with it, I've already bought it, got it at my house, is I want to put a 520 conversion kit on it. And what that is that's going to change the gear ratio of my motorcycle to where it has more low and mid-range torque. I'll lose a little bit of top end, but it won't be ridiculous. Because one thing I noticed about my girl here is that when I would come out of corners, I just didn't have as much as I wanted. You know what I mean? Right? I just didn't have as much. For the street, it's all good. The gear ratio is all good. But for that track, I really feel like the 520, nice. I feel like the 520 conversion is really going to help out a lot. And what it does is you have one less tooth on the front gear and you have 2 more teeth on the back gear, which will lower your gear ratio a little bit to where you're going to have a little bit more mid and low range torque, which is exactly what I want. Damn, that wind is crazy, but I look forward to that, guys. I already got the kit. I got a Vortex one, and I'll probably make a separate video about that whenever I change that. But I just wanted to fill you guys in about the track and just say, man, if you have the opportunity, guys, if you can get to one, go for it, do it. And if you can spare the change for the California Superbike, I highly recommend it, guys. These people know exactly what they're talking about. The co-founder, Keith Code knows his crap. He knows these bikes. By the way, I got to meet him, which was freaking awesome. He was cool as hell, right? All of those people were. But again, I just wanted to fill you guys in on my experience and how it was my first time. Absolutely loved it. By the way, I got some new tires for this thing too, some Pirellis, but I'm gonna wait to put them on. I just don't think I need to do it right now. I'll eat off all this grum off these tires, and we'll see how it goes. But again, I keep blabbing, but guys, if you have an opportunity, if you can get out there and you can get on track, man, go for it, man. You won't regret it. You won't regret it, man. Have a good time. Make sure your bike is safe. Have a good old time out there. And I think you're going to enjoy the living hell out of it, especially if you can take lessons like what I did with California Superbike. I really think that you will benefit so... There was guys that's taken lessons so many times that's not even funny. They just keep doing it because you're always learning. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody. Take care.